welcome back, everybody, to session 52. Is it 51? 51. Um, a lot happened the last time we played. You had all faced our big bad, the Night Mother herself. You pulled out all the stops. Every spell, every bit of magic you had. You were cutting off the heads of dragons and strangling night walkers, and the death toll rose quickly. It was very impressive. But at the end of the fight, you all realized that the Night Mother was just another form, a vestige. The true creature that lay underneath was Tiamat herself. Oh, hello, Snoot. Speaking of Tiamat, here is our Snoot. Was in fact Tiamat herself. And as her giant form grew, you realize that this dragon dwarfed any dragon you have ever seen. Her body was enormous. You could not take her in with your eyes looking at her. She was too far outside. And just when you all thought that you would have to fight this enormous being, you were all rescued by these ethereal, otherworldly direwolves that had come from the plane of death, each one being ridden by one of the fallen warriors in the party. Fallen warriors who, in the plane of death, had managed to, once and for all, finally defeat Pain, who had taken over Estrella's body. Each of you rides a direwolf through the plains of death. Each howl of the werewolf in front of you, who bounds on all fours, his robes and cape and tattered pieces of clothing flailing in the wind as he moves at an otherworldly pace. With each howl, a new portal rips open, and he and the other wolves dive through it. In flashes of light, all of you can see worlds pass by you, some familiar, in ruins, fires that engulf the towers of the once beautiful Hyrule castle. You can see cracks in the foundation where lava is starting to rise, and fissures of steam spread across the sky. With another howl, you break through a realm that you've never seen before, one filled with dense forests that are slowly turning black, as if some disease had infested them. You see myriads of people and animals running in all directions, screaming. Another howl, and you pass through the streets of Nar Shaddaa, where you see the once beautiful bazaar where Kieran and Yasin bought their first cat together. You see this bazaar emptied, the streets littered with corpses, and the once impressive arena in ruins. Another howl, and you see Faerun. You see the tavern where you all first met. And you watch as an earthquake rips this tavern in half and sinks into an abyss. Another howl, and you're in a forest. The wolves start to slow as they watch their alpha, this werewolf who calls himself Death. He slows his pace to a trot. And as he does, he stops running on all fours and starts to jog. Long legged bounds that slow as he looks and sniffs and gets his bearings. These woods are barren and yet thick. There's no leaves on any of the trees. They're all the color of ash. But the trees are huge. The branches are thick and they interweave amongst each other. And between the branches and the mist that covers everything, it's hard to see much. The sky is nothing more but an overcast gray to you. And the woods themselves, you can only see maybe 10, 20 feet deep. There's a chill in the air. It's the bite of winter, but it feels as if death has brought this winter. In Norse mythology, this would be known as Fimbulwinter, a breaking of the realms, the coming of Armageddon, of Ragnarok, of the end of all things. This is the chill that you all feel. And each of you instantly are reminded of your own culture and their own stories that you were told as a child of what the end of the world would be like. Engulfed in flame or fire, in landslide or in ice. Each of you come from cultures that have a story about the end of all things, and you can't help but think of it now. That here in this dark, secluded wood, you are at the end of all life. The wolves pull to a stop outside of a shack. The shack itself is old. A candle burns in one window. It doesn't seem uncared for, just worn out. Death turns, and he makes a couple of grunts and growls as he speaks to the dire wolves. Each of them instantly lowers their bodies so that the party can easily slide off. Anybody try to stay on? No.
No, but Nim gives it a hug before she just like kind of slides
Wait,
off.
what?
Roll animal handling for me. With disadvantage. These are Death's dogs.
They're beautiful dogs. Okay.
Okay, so they shake us off?
No, you can slide off. You just slide off naturally. But I just want to know if anybody wanted to stay on and see what happens. You know?
That's a natural 20. And a 16. So, 16 plus 3.
Okay.
19.
Damn Nim and her high animal handling. It's a random thing. The wolf that you hug, Nim, is uncomfortable
He's a
with the
good boy.
contact,
He's such a good boy. You saved everybody.
but you're not sure if it's your connection with animals or if it's death behind you who stares at his pack. But the wolf just sort of takes it, just takes what you do
He's
to
just
it,
like,
all
okay.
the little scruffing and the scritches and everything. But the wolf is not
Yeah.
really enjoying it. It's just kind of like,
All right, I'll get off. Crumbs like scritches though, don't you, Crumbs? Yes, you do.
and Crumbs just squeak, 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 squeak. And Crumbs is very happy to be back with you again.
My baby.
And you kind of hear Crumbs whisper in your ear, Estrella ignored me for so long. This little thing.
Hey, Crumbs, you know.
She
yes,
totally
I know.
forgot I was in her pocket
So sorry.
the whole damn
It's a
time.
good thing you were pretty much invincible.
The wolves all take a few steps back, and you hear just the faintest of howls from Death as he calls to them one more time. Ooh. And each one nods and bows to him and steps back slowly until they fade into the mist and are gone. All that is left now is the party, the full party, those alive and those dead. Those of you who are dead, give me what's your passive perception, dead people? So it'll be Estrella, Kieran, Mud, and Nim. I need to know your passive perceptions.
19.
Okay.
Oh, well, I'll give you Mud. Hold on. 9.
Mud doesn't even know she's dead. Mud's like, I'm still good.
I'm good.
No, so 19. Anybody have anywhere near 19?
17.
17. Kieran, you are you down there with Mud? 14. Okay, not bad.
Mud, no, nothing.
Nim, you're the first one who notices this, and Mud is literally the last. It's almost like you have to nudge Mud and kind of tell her, but you all notice that while you are dead, you look different in this last realm that death has brought you. Your skin has gone a translucent, pale, almost moonlight color. As you bring up your own hands, you can see through yourself, and as you look at each other, you can see that you all kind of glow a little bit. You cast a light source, very similar to how you would see moonlight coming in through a hazy window. You also can see the injuries that you sustained in your life. You still bear the scars, the cuts, and some of the final blows that led to your death. Kieran, though your body is whole, you have a scar that runs from the top of your forehead down across your face and chest. And that is, of course, where you had lost half of your body. Mud, you bear some of the final wounds from the Nightwalker, and they still bleed a little. There's this sense that you're dead, but you're not whole. But all of you in this moment feel the breath of the werewolf death upon you. And everybody, both alive and dead, you feel it at the same time. It's weird because he hasn't moved, and yet behind you, you feel this. And it's not an unpleasant feeling. It's warm. There's no breath, smell, or anything, but it feels like breath, not like a warm wind. You can tell the difference. As you feel this come over your body, you are all instantly healed from your previous battle. It's as if you had taken a long rest and you feel rejuvenated. All of you can reset your skill points or your spell slots, your health. Death granted you what I will call in this moment death's sleep. You can all sleep when you're dead, right? Well, death gave you the ability to take a long rest and do so in an instant. So you're all healed up, even your dead characters, which is important.
Very nice.
Wait, the living too?
Yes, all of you.
Okay.
You are all fully healed.
Hallelujah.
Death stares at you all. At his back is this old, worn-out cabin with the one candle flickering in an aged window. Around you, a forest shrouded deep in the mist, and nothing else. What do you do?
I feel like we just need to take a moment and be like, "Hey guys, those of us who."
Campfire! What was it? Sharing circle? Some crap?
I hold up Gilk.
Does Nim remember everything that evil Nim did?
Remember, roll history for me.
Remember is a strong word.
Excuse me, sir. I need.
I know the cat is just literally laying on your notes right in front of your tablet.
He said rude. Look at that face.
What is that? What is that, Ridley? Oh, 17.
19. Here's what Nim remembers.
Yeah, 19's my number too.
Nim is aware of everything that led to the end. Your whole life is crystal clear to you. But after pain took over, and after the Night Mother took over, everything becomes fuzzy. You start to remember lives that you know aren't yours. They're the other Nim. Just a cat snoot. Thanks, buddy.
Ring ring.
My goodness.
Ring ring.
Oh, he came right up to your face.
He came right to you, by the
Um,
way.
Hey, baby.
Feels
Okay.
You have flashes of other Nims, and not even just the one that the party encountered, but ones that they've never met. And you see that with each of these Nims, the thread carries backwards through time. If you concentrate, you start to become aware that Nimriani Sakuv is less of a person and more of a title passed through lineage. But it's fleeting. And if you don't focus, it's easy to let go. And it's not something that's in the front of your mind unless you choose it.
No, I was just gonna be like, so sorry about all that.
Honestly, I didn't even remember. Like, I didn't even think about the other Nim being that Nim.
yeah, that's
Hearing docks.
under the bridge. Say it like Nim.
I mean, it wasn't really me. I was dead. As you can see. I guess I still am. Can I go through things?
Why don't you run at a wall and I'll watch?
What are you gonna do?
I'm really tempted to, run at a tree now.
Well, that'll work. We don't have walls, I guess.
Oh, there's a creepy cabin. We could go in there.
I mean, you can run towards the creepy cabin if you desire.
Death's still not here, right?
Oh
He's
no,
not
Death
here.
is standing in front of
Oh, he's
all of you.
okay. I thought he left.
To get to the cabin, you'd have to go past him.
Okay.
And if you all look in his direction, all you see is a werewolf wearing a hood and a cloak. You can see the glint of his two scythes that are sheathed on his belt. You see some of his leather trappings that he has on him. But most of all, you see his eyes. And they glow red in the night.
I'm just gonna lean towards Grim and be like, I really wanna boop it.
Don't. How about we not boop something that's called death?
Y'all call death though, and Dim's gonna try to boop Grim.
She's gonna bite at your finger.
As you boop Grim, as she tries to bite your finger, both of you go further than intended because there is nothing there. As you try to touch Grim's nose, you pass through her face slightly as she leans forward to bite you and gets nothing but air and just kind of clicks
We
her
both
teeth together.
overcommitted, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so you. But in that instance,
Poke my brain.
you realize, Nim, that you are fully incorporeal, as in you can pass through objects. You pass through Grim. Grim, what you feel is actually nothing new to you. You've been around dead people before. The Grim Mistress is not a title that you chose. It was one that you earned. And so you feel that typical feeling of cold and that brush of chill air. Your breath comes out as this deep, misty fog as Nim passes over your face with her hand. And for you, it's kind of comforting.
I've shut it off. Oh.
Yes, Estrella.
So, can we Danny Phantom style possess the ones that are alive? Can I just whoosh into Yasin?
He looked uncomfortable.
Oh my god.
Yasin, do you resist as Estrella tries to whoosh into you?
Well, I think I'm gonna jump as Estrella just jumps at me, and then I don't think I have a choice because it'll be like.
I want you both to make wisdom saving throws.
You're gonna hurt yourself already. Just trying to be ghosts.
You're only dead once. Might as well try.
Yoda.
Apparently not.
Wisdom's really good though.
Estrella turns?
Yeah, the ghost now.
Oh, okay.
Part of us.
Keeping Jacob updated on the happenings.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Just in time for, spooky season.
Oh, that was so good. You're so fucked. Okay, so.
Yeah, I got 14.
That what whoosh means?
Now 14 versus
5.
25. Dang.
Woo!
Estrella is feeling the wisdom powers.
Feeling like this ghost form is who she should always have been.
So, so the rest of you watch as Estrella just jumps into Yasin's body, and he it's almost like he's batting away moths, like he's, and then Estrella's inside, and suddenly, just as we saw there in the beautiful recording, Yasin's body just starts to flail around and move. He does moments from Thriller. All these different things are happening as Estrella does exact a form of possession or control over Yasin. Now, Yasin is 100% fully aware of what's happening to his body. Yeah.
Get out.
Get out. It's just like, get out. With just a little bit of effort, Yasin is able to push Estrella out of his body once he focuses hard enough. And she kind of like, almost like is pulled out from his chest. And she's got this like, oh, no, this was so much fun. But yeah, possession is certainly possible. The more willing the subject, the more complete the possession can be.
We combine powers?
That would be fast.
No.
Can I use your powers?
Mud wants to check if her hammer still works on like actually hitting things.
Please don't hit me.
Hit?
A tree. I just want to hit a tree.
Yeah, give me a strength roll.
Because Mud does not like this.
Yeah, the fact that everything is just passing through crap.
Yes. Yep, she's like, oh no! She almost has this like moment of panic and she's well, you know, it's a 15, so
okay. So here's as Mud, you're watching as everybody's having fun, passing through objects, possessing people, and for you this is like freakish territory. You're a creature of strength. You need to touch things. You got to be able to squeeze the life out of your enemies. So you pick up your hammer and you move to this tree, and you just wail on it. You take your hammer, just boom, and you pass right through the tree on your first swing.
Oh no!
Take a second, and you ground yourself, and then you swing again. This time, fully concentrating on each movement. You go back to your training, back in the early days of being a young Goliath, training with the other juveniles under the tutelage of a rather austere, I would describe him, Goliath, who was a monk. He had beads that he would wear around his neck and these very simple robes. And you remember him telling you, feel every muscle. Move with purpose. Be inside the strike. And you concentrate fully, each muscle moving, each part of your body. And when the hammer connects the second time with the tree, you feel contact. And you feel your hammer obliterate this tree as it explodes into shrapnel of wood splinters and branches that just fly past death. And he doesn't move at all, but you watch these splinters just fly around his cape as if there's some kind of a field or a presence that it just kind of gets near him and kind of whoop and goes around. But you catch his eyes on you as you do this, and then his eyes go back to the center of the group. And again, death does not move. So
Okay.
what you have all discovered,
We're good.
attacks take concentration now. That means as a ghost, your concentration can be broken and you will become unable to touch the world of the living with your attacks, with your spells, things like that. So keep that in mind. Everything you do now is concentration focused. But you gain new abilities such as being able to pass through objects with ease and possessing other things. So some fringe benefits to being dead and some complications. And I'm super proud of all of you for just taking a few minutes and fucking around and finding out. So well done.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I feel like we need to address the werewolf in the group. That's how this goes. Oh, nobody. Oh, okay. I guess I'll do it.
You brought it up.
Yeah, if you want to address the scary glowing-eyed werewolf. You go for it, babe. That's all you
Or
need.
dead. Hey, Mud. Mud, come here. We're gonna go do this together. Yes. I'm not scared. We're good. Alright.
And Mud, of course, accompanies you.
We're gonna just go up to him and be like, sup? I'm nervous.
Mud
It's been
just-
a while.
I'm gonna steal control from Mud every now and then.
Care.
Mud just kind of takes her fist and she's like, "Yo," and just kind of holds it up in the air as you're like, "Sup?"
This was our
And
intimidation, you know, in the arena. So good. That's all that.
Death's eyes turn to you. Not his head, not his body, just his eyes
That's creepy.
turn to you.
That's creepy.
And then his eyes scan back to the rest of the party.
Why is he whistling at us?
I'm guessing you're not much of a talker. Look, does that mean something? Is that supposed to mean something? Yeah. Like, I'm getting kind of over the fact that you're creepy, especially since you're just whistling at me.
I'm gonna brace for some sort of something to happen, considering the fact that it had a little bit of a recognizable tune.
How are you bracing?
Utilizing Kieran's knowledge of the end of the world, he recognizes that there is like substance and power in the trees. So I'm going to kind of like not astral shift, but just kind of like open my mind and connect to them in order to like brace myself and stay strong like one of these trees.
When you do this, you feel the trees laugh at you. It's subtle, and it's not like they're pushing you away, it's nothing malicious. It simply is almost good-natured merriment. They think you're funny. They think what you're doing is hilarious.
Mud's like almost like, oh my gosh, I am so sad. I did not. Are the trees alive here?
And you all start to hear
Just killed one.
you all start to hear another voice enter this cacophony of laughter. Kieran, that is the right way to think about your current predicament. It is wise for you to prepare yourself. Nimriani,
Totally serious right now, yes.
perhaps you should try harder.
To boop you. Sure, I'll try. Try to boop him instead.
I want you to give me a Constitution saving.
I make you an idiot.
What? My gosh.
Come on, con saving throw. You're gonna boop death. Let's go. Let's see what
I want
happens.
to boop death so hard. 17 plus 9. I'm gonna boop death so hard.
You in typical Nim fashion, giggling and being playful, you reach out to boop Death's nose. and in an instant, you find your hands trapped in his sickles.
Ooh.
You didn't see him move. None of you saw him actually move. One instant, your hand was reaching out for his nose, inches from it, getting ready to boop the cold, wet snoot of death. And in the next instant, sickles are holding your hand in place, gently but firmly. You can feel the sharpness of the blades, and you can see that he is holding them. And as you relax, he relaxes with you, and then holsters his sickles at his side.
Right. I'm gonna try someone else. She's just gonna turn around and find Gilk down there.
Do any of you know where we are? What has happened? Anybody want to take a guess?
Some creepy forest, that's for sure. She's like leaning down in front of Gilk, like, hi.
From what I see, we look like we're going to Baba Yaga's house. She's talking.
You are closer to the truth than you might think, Grim. Anybody else want to take a stab at it? You know, don't you?
No.
Can I do Arcana checks even though I'm dead?
Of course, you can do anything that you did as a living being.
Can I do an Arcana check on this weird Baba Yaga house?
Sure you can. Absolutely, you can do an Arcana check. As you're doing that, Death points at you, Kieran, as he says, "You know where we are, don't you?"
Layer of the astral plane.
More or less, yes. But do you know when we are? Kieran Broxel of the clan from Basalt.
I have my suspicions, but I'm not quite sure. And I guess that's probably the point, considering those that are hunting us are not bound by time.
You hold so much, so close to the chest, not wishing to give away. And yet, you give away everything, Kieran. Now is not the time to hold back for any of you. You, Estrella, I can feel your magics. You wish to investigate this shack behind me. Tell me, what did you roll?
An 11.
Then you are blinded by the magic, no doubt. It's different here than where you are used to. Powerful, yes, but limited. As if there are only a few spells at your disposal. But boy, would they pack a wallop. It's like that. Magic here is focused, refined, pointed, like the tip of a spear. Not blunt like your world, like a shield. Wide, but not as much damage as you would wish.
Very vague.
Can I do an Arcana check?
What are you wishing to check, Grim?
The whole area.
Of course, extend your magics. Feel what you wish to feel, Grim Mistress.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Grim is literally just trying to like.
Grim, you mean?
I mean Nim.
I
Wow.
wasn't gonna say I'm doing what?
No, Nim trying to like mess with the little thingy on top of Gilt's head.
Is it like those door stopper thing? I got a 19.
Of course, asking first if it was okay.
Consent.
Can I?
Oh no.
Does Guilt give consent?
Oh, you're doing Gilk.
Yes. Does Gil allow me to touch him?
Like twang his little antenna.
Like a door.
Very like confused.
Oh, damn it.
Can I
But I
touch?
was like,
No. Oh.
back ups as far as he can, and then he like can't go back any farther because he's a mechanical being, and it's just like, and then ding.
I feel like that little droid in Star Wars Dio. No, thank you.
No,
Thank you. The 19. Grim. You can feel the trails of magic. You can see the lines in the ground, the colors that each spell makes. Trace them to their origins. You can see that the magic goes past this shack, deeper into the woods. If you wished, you could follow it to their source. You sense a larger pool of magic out there, a structure even, huge, imposing, powerful, ancient. The magic draws you there, doesn't it, Grim? You wish to follow this trail, don't you?
Yes.
Of course you do. It is surprising that you are not dead.
True. What?
You all disappoint me. You disgust me.
Nin stands up and is very serious about this now. She does not like this.
Finally the child comes to play. Death pulls back his cloak, and with it you can see his full werewolf features. Of course, he is pure black, but you see glinting off of him streaks of light. It's not silver fur, it's energy, magic, power that emanates off of him in little streaks that flow with his bristled fur. Do you understand who I am? Truly. No. No, I did not think so. Bless you. You all play so coy, so innocent, so heroic, so whatever it is you feel at the time, but none of it is intelligence. None of it is wisdom. You gallivant about time and space, and you have made it worse. Do you think I would be here otherwise? Do you think I would save you from Tiamat just because? At this very moment, I should be escorting 4 of you. You can all interrupt me at any time, by the way. Because I saw you,
You're
I saw you, Melissa. You're like,
I was gonna say something, but I was like, okay.
you just go for it. You can just blurt it out. You go ahead. What
I feel like, then why did you bring us here if we were such disappointments?
Ah, finally, a question of intelligence. Something meaningful. 4 of you are dead. I should be escorting you to the gates of hell at this very moment, but no. Those gates are full. There are billions upon billions upon billions of dead souls wandering around in my plane ahead of schedule because your party failed. Bless you. I will escort you myself, though. It is coming. Don't worry.
Okay, so you're mad because we didn't fix a problem that someone else has caused and it messed your schedule up?
Oh, no. I am mad because you didn't fix a problem that you caused.
I don't
And
remember
it messed
ripping
up
a
my
hole.
fucking schedule.
I don't remember ripping a hole in the universe.
No.
No.
Do you remember summoning Bahamut from his realm? You may know him by the name Thonis.
At
I would
this
like to point out I was against that plan.
why is everyone looking at me? Everyone turns.
And so
To be fair, I wasn't there.
Yeah, you were already dead. Good job.
that's
I
the
didn't even go
problem.
him.
My friends were gonna die. What else should I have done?
So many things if you understood what you truly are, you halfling, you mixed creature.
Oh my god. Racist.
All throughout space and time, each of you encountered bits and pieces of a puzzle. And yet, never once did you ever think to put them together. Never did you try to solve the greater mystery. It was always quest for this thing, find that thing, save my friends from this other fucking mess that they've gotten themselves into, and never once did you try to solve the problem that is now mine to deal with. Entire realities are gone, and each one of their souls are trying to find their place in eternity. And I don't have the ability to house them all. There is an order to things, Grim. You understand this better than most. You are a reaper. You deal death. You have escorted to the other side. Your father trained you to be a reaper. You have sensed me, even though you've tried to be me. I will escort him soon.
Oh, my dad or the sneezer.
The sneezer.
Oh,
It's fine. I'm just enjoying messing with Jacob. It's fine. Grim, you may have been against pulling Thonis from his realm, but you were there when it happened anyway. Guilty by association. And Keledry, you. And at this point, Death starts to move as he talks to each of you, getting closer. Keledry, you understand from your own grandmother how dangerous it is to mess with portals. And yet you reach inside yourself so often to pull on realms you can barely comprehend. And you, along with this spectral genasi, have the gall to reach into the heavenly realms and pull the god of all order to your pitiful earthly realm. And you think that summoning Bahamut in such a way would not cause problems? Did you even think of the ramifications? Kieran, you may have died for what you did. And yes, you may have given him a new lease on life overall. But did you think that it would all be rainbows and moonbeams and lollipops and sunshine?
No. He had to make a decision, and we weren't thinking about what the ramifications would be. We were more focused on what the ramifications would have been if we didn't.
Truth spoken at last from you, Kieran. What's done is done, I suppose.
Yes, then why are you still bitching about it?
I second.
Everybody make a wisdom saving throw.
No.
What?
Oh, that's a D12.
Oh, balls. Where'd that go?
Love Kieran's wisdom.
It's a 9.
Okay, that's from Nim. What about Mud?
Oh,
I was
I
gonna
have
say
2 people.
people.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. Nim's would be a 19.
Okay.
Mud's would be a 9.
Okay. 9 and 19. Let's go with Kieran's.
Kieran got a 20.
Okay.
GLK got a 12.
Okay. Okay. Caladri.
15.
15. Grim.
20.
20. Estrella.
14.
Yasin.
15.
You all fail.
Yeah.
Damn
We did it as a team, though.
You did it as a team.
Woo.
In an instant, all of you feel defensive. You feel insulted. You feel guilty. You feel a lot of different things over what death is saying to you. But you all can't help but echo Nim's words. So why are you bitching? And in that instant, death lowers all the barriers that he's been holding around you. And you feel what he is feeling, flooding into your souls. You see before you an ocean of bodies, writhing and undulating like a tide. Yasin, at first, you think you're back aboard your ship, captaining across the seas, but it is merely you standing atop wave after wave of souls. And these souls cry out to each of you. And you can hear voices that you recognize. Kieran, your clan from Basalt claws out to you and claws up your legs. And you hear them, Kieran, save us! Kieran, why did you let this happen? All that we sacrificed, why, Kieran? Caladri, you can feel your parents grab your legs and move up to your hips, and you see their dead, shriveled faces, more skeletal than flesh, and they just look at you going, no, not like this, never like this, no. Estrella, your village flows over you like a tidal wave, and you drown under their cries and pleas. We thought you could be the one to carry us, that you would live our legacy. Yasin, You see every person you ever killed and wronged. You see old Greg leading an army of dead swarming around you. And you hear him, Allison, you rat bastard, I could ya. If you were gonna kill me, you could at least have the decency to put me to rest. This is a hell, boy, I wouldn't wish upon anyone. Nim, you see a void of nothing and no one. You can see your friends, and you can see the waves that swallow them, and you know the souls are here somewhere. But you walk alone on a dry desert plain with nothing but dust and the suffocating feeling of emptiness pushing in on you. Mud can feel the hands of her people drag her lower. You left us. You brought a curse upon us, as if turning your back on your own people wasn't curse enough. And now you leave us in this half-life. You are disgusting to us. Grim, these souls are meaningless to you. Bounties that you've killed, people that you've watched die, souls that you've ushered. You are able to block most of them out. Even your father, who you can see staring at you through the waves, defiantly standing against the souls that crash against his body, those too weak to control themselves in the flailing waters of death. He is a reaper like you, and you both stand indifferent to this. But there's one voice in the waves that does touch your heart. Valencia. And you can feel Alexander try to grab your hand. And you can feel him slipping from your grip. My love, you have to finish what you started. Because I cannot hold back this wave. And if I go under, I'll never find myself again. There are things down here beneath these souls, Valencia. Ancient creatures dead. Things that the gods fear. Things that should never be in this plane, Valencia. I can't hold them! And you feel his hand slip from yours as his body is pulled beneath the waves.
I'm going to obviously be angry. I'm going to go to Death and grab him by his collar and be like, bring him back.
Bring him back yourself, Reaper.
how do I do that?
As he snaps his fingers, you all feel him suck this miasma of death and destruction back into his being. You feel his walls come back up. The magic and the willpower that he has to hold in this plane. You realize in this instant that the plane of death, where souls find their eternal rest, live inside him now. This is the only way I could think of to maintain some bit of order and balance, to keep them within me in this fashion. Because of all of you. You want to bring them back. Your love, Alexander, your people, your clans, your families. I would love for them to all come back too. They're not supposed to be dead. Not Alexander. Not Basalt. Not any of them. To bring them back, you must solve the puzzle. The one that you encountered so long ago in Faerun. The puzzle pieces strewn throughout time. Every place you've gone. You must understand why this all happened. Why the convergence happened. Why these realms are interconnected. And who is at the center of it all. Find that answer. Solve that puzzle. And maybe you will find a way to end my torment and bring back those you love. You have seen Tiamat. You have met Bahamut. But there is a greater God than all of them. One who has long vanished, and whose memories are stored here, in this fading realm, this last bastion of magic. The locals call it Ilvermorny, a realm of witchcraft and wizardry. You must find the memories of the forgotten god and use them to learn the truth about what happened. Then maybe the answer to fixing it will be clear. This is your final mission. I have watched you all for some time. I have watched the others before you. For the sake of everything you love, please do not fail. And as he says these words, you watch him fade into the mist and disappear from sight. His last words echoing through the woods. Before you is the forest of ashen trees. The shack with a single candle that burns in a dirty window. And a trail of magic that Grim can still feel and see, as well as she can see the trees in the shack before her. You're all left with this challenge of solving this puzzle and getting to the root of why this all happened. How do you wish to proceed? Yes, Grim.
Did you say the trail went beyond the cabin?
Yep. So you can, as you see it, kind of, your eyes come back into focus as death shifts away, and you see trails of dim color that lead to the shack, and then you can see it go past it, turning a bend in the woods, and you can almost see that because of this trail, because of this magic, that it almost looks like there is a trail in the woods that the other party members aren't fully aware of.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm going to go towards the cabin.
All right. Is everybody following Grim, or is anybody doing something different, saying something?
I'm gonna follow Grim.
I want to. So Grim's going like past the cabin.
Towards the cabin.
Towards the cabin, but there's like a path behind it. Yeah, I want to follow, but like I want to focus mainly on the cabin.
You go peek in the window?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nim's gonna take a second and do the I'm fine thing and like wipe all the tears off of her face. And she's going to try to walk out in front of him and be like, I'll go in first. I'm a ghost, there's not much that can happen. And she walks through the cabin wall.
Okay, so we've got both Yasin and Nim trying to scout ahead while Grim is marching. Estrella's marching. Kieran, Keladri, Gilk, are you all doing the same?
Oh, Gilk.
Ooh, can't hear Keladri.
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow Grim and Estrella.
Okay. Kieran doing anything unique?
I'm gonna actually reach down, open up this little combination lock on GLK. Kieran's gonna open it up and pull out the little piece of stone heart that is running him, and put it into his hand like a soul stone, and then basically pull all of the mechanical pieces onto his what was once his stone arm, just for transport.
So what happens to Gilk now that you've done that?
He basically is my little like Kieran has a homunculus summon, and that's what GLK is.
Interesting.
Oh, the little things. Kieran was never gone. So here's what happens. Yasin, you get there slightly before the rest of the party, kind of moving deftly through the snow that's kind of piled at all of your feet. You kind of notice that as you crunch through. And you get to the window, and I would like you to roll investigation with advantage.
14.
With a 14, you can see that the cabin is actually rather inviting on the inside. There is more than just the candle that is in the window. There are a few candles spread throughout the space. It's small, it's quaint, it's like a one bedroom apartment kind of a feel. You can see a bed in the back, a fireplace used for cooking, couple of trinkets and what's it's spread around the space, and a table. And you can see a figure sitting at the table, but you can't make anything else out about the figure, just that there is a person in there sitting.
I'm going to tell the group about the figure.
Nim, you barely hear this as you saddle into the space, sliding through the door without any trouble at all, fully non-corporeal, if you will, and you sort of float in. And immediately you hear a spell ring out. Petrificus totalis!
Vertigo!
And in an instant, you feel your body turn to ice. You just freeze up, and you become oddly solid for a second, which for a ghost is weird. Like you kind of got used to this feeling of like, hey, I got like no weight. This is all cool. Shit, I'm a block of ice. And you just feel yourself freeze in place. You don't fall. You don't, but you're sort of stuck for a moment. And you see this old woman get up off the table. She has a shawl wrapped around her head, which underneath you can see grain locks of hair. She's got a braid that comes down one side, kind of comes down past her chest, decent sized braid. Her clothes are not like a typical little doddering old woman. They're the clothes of a battle mage, someone who you would recognize in your own realm, having pieces of leather armor, dragon scale hide, all very once very neat and ornate, now old, used. You can see the burns in the dragon hide and the cuts in the leather. You get a sense of magic from it.
I can't say anything, right? I'm stuck.
You're trapped. And in her hand, you see her holding a wand. You recognize wands from your realm. Wands are commonly used in magic. But this one definitely feels unique.
Does she have any outwardly like expression of how I look? Because I know I don't look like anything from Overmorning.
You see a look of confusion on her face as she gets closer. What are you here? Pointed ears. But you're taller than a woodland elf should be. Robes of some kind of a monk, perhaps? Look at you. You're clearly dead. And yet, not the same kind of death I am used to. That shouldn't have worked on a ghost, mind you, dearie. She whips the wand around you a couple of times. You hear her mutter under her breath. And you feel the ice lift from your body as she unpetrifies you. She goes, I don't suppose death brought you to my doorstep, did he?
Yes, actually. That's exactly who brought me and my friends who are outside.
Ah, you mean the blue boy who was looking through the window there?
Yeah, that's him. That's one of them.
Your nose is just against the glass.
Grim, by this time you have made it to the front door. Are you choosing to walk in, to push the door open? Do you knock? What's your plan of action? What you doing?
So are they in the house or out the house?
I am.
Nim
Yasin
is fully inside. Yasin is he's caught up with the party, and you've heard him say someone's in there.
I'm gonna
Yes.
try for the handle.
It's unlocked. You hear the latch click as you turn it.
I'm gonna kind of not like bang it open, but like slowly kind of like open it.
As you do, feeling it gently open, you see Nim's ghostly body standing in front of you, and through Nim's body, you see this old battle mage woman with her wand kind of held out, and she's slowly putting the wand away, and she goes, these are your friends you're talking about, dearie.
Yeah. She doesn't want to admit it, but yeah.
All right. How many are you? 1, 2, 3. Well, that's a lot of you. Sure, come on in. Feel free to traipse in me home.
We don't have to bother you very long. We're supposed to be going to Overmorning. Ing?
Aye, Ilvermorny.
Okay.
Your accent's off, but you said it.
It's your fault.
Ilvermorny School for Witchcraft and Wizardry. Well, pray tell, how did you all know about this rather hidden location?
Death.
That was amazing. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that about do it. Yep. All righty. So who wants to tell me, what did Death say?
Shit screwed up. We gotta fix it.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Might you be the people who screwed said shit up?
Well, at least not in the beginning.
It's mostly that blue boy, so yeah, that one. No.
All the way.
Oh, this blue boy here, and she comes up to you and kind of pats your shoulder, but gives it a bit of a squeeze, and kind of, you can tell she's like feeling up on you a little bit, like your muscles and all that, granny taking granny.
What's it called? Pasta cougar?
Surely not this handsome young man here being the cause of all the trouble. Nah, who might you be, my blue fellow friend?
Oh yeah. Oh, if only Yasin had a hat. Like
He does.
He does have a hat.
Have a hat. You have your captain's hat and everything.
I sweep it off and go into the bow, like Captain Yasin.
Oh, buddy.
Hey, all right, gentlemen here. This one. Well, because of his kind face, I'll take to trusting the rest of you, even though you all look like a bunch of, well, nargles.
Nerd.
Oh no.
I'm gonna look at Kelladry and be like, what the fuck is a nargle?
So true on that one.
Don't sound real.
Yes, the narcos.
Best be watching out for them. Anyway, what can I do for you?
What do you know about the old gods?
Ooh. Getting right to the point, is it? Might I have your name, sir?
Kieran's kind of like leaning against the back door. Kieran,
Kieran.
simple enough. I wish I had a longer title, but
No, son, Kieran is a name that I can get behind that. I can feel the ancient heritage of it. You're not from an island called Ireland, by chance, are you?
no.
Ah, I swear I knew many a Kieran on that isle. But of course, none with such interesting color as you. You are unique, sir. My name is. Oh, hang on, I'll find it.
Nim's just kind of back there going, Ireland.
Got her name.
Ireland.
Nim's just going, Ireland.
I'm old, dear. I can't keep it all in my head all at once.
Ireland.
Can I do a check on the cabin / the trail of magic to see like where it leads, or I guess more like on the trail of magic?
So what you see, you don't even have to roll for it. You're
No.
with your what you've noticed is that the trail you followed does partly lead into the cabin, and you can see the magic swirling around this particular old woman. Some colors are stronger than others, and you kind of suspect maybe those are schools of magic, particular abilities that she's adept at. But you see the trail continue through the cabin and out the other side. And you can see there's another window as you get inside. There's one that faces where you all were, and there's a window towards the back end of this cabin. And you can see the trail lead out into the mist and curve and move upwards as if there is a mountain trail outside. As you're doing all this, this old woman introduces herself. My name is Assault Sayeri. It's a pleasure to meet you all. It's a unique name, but what might yours be? And she looks at you, Nim, as you had this kind of physical reaction to her name as you've been saying Ireland and all these things the whole time.
Oh my gosh.
Assault what?
Isolt.
Oh, Isolt.
Isolt. Isalt. Sayri. Sayre.
Oh, Nim.
Just Nim.
The whole name is apparently something a little bit more than I'm ready for, so. Nim, yes.
Well, Nim it is then.
And this is Crumbs.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
That
he's
large
my
rat.
Yeah.
Even where you come from, there's still rats. Interesting. Some
He's
things
a
never
good
change.
rat.
I'm not saying he wasn't good. I'm just saying he's a rat.
Good rat.
I'm gonna go up to Grim. What's wrong with my hat?
Well, first of all, he's green.
Is he still green?
No, he's actually not green.
Oh, okay.
Now the curse is completely faded, so he's
I guess
just.
I'll just be like he was green at one point, but I think he's all right now.
It's not your fault, little buddy, is it?
So, Kieran, you wish to know about the old gods, do you?
Yes. If you know anything about them.
There are many. Different realms have different names. Anubis, Thor, Odin.
Let's go with Viking gods. Wait,
Well, Anubis was Egyptian deity, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
I meant like to narrow it down. What was the
Anything that's like a really big bad god, though, like that has something to do with
The
like Tiamat and Hamud and like dragons and like all that kind of stuff. Because we're looking for a really big bad one, and apparently he's the reason we're all this mess, and
Yes,
we're
see?
trying to fix it.
You seek Io.
Isle?
I-O, literally the spelling is I-O and the pronunciation is exactly as you think. Io. The father of all. The one who bore
Right.
the one who bore Bahamut and Tiamat.
Ah.
They were siblings?
My dear, we're all siblings.
Okay,
If we
let's
go
not
back far enough.
let's not get into that.
All the old gods are related to each other. Do you think the likes of Ares and Athena and Zeus and Hera, they're all born of the same father, Cronus? As Io bore Tiamat and Bahamut and all that came after.
Would you know where he is?
I know of a legend. It's where we founded our school.
How convenient.
Aye, I thought so too all those years ago when I was young like you. You see, I founded my school for witchcraft and wizardry here because of this great well of magic that I could feel. Supposedly, the place where Io had died, and his tears had come to the earth, and with those tears carried his memories, which are said to be held in a great pensieve somewhere in the castle grounds. Yes, dear.
So, since death brought us here, where exactly is here?
Here, here you are on the outskirts of Ilvermorny, in the great city state of Massachusetts.
What the fuck is a Massachusetts?
An apt reaction, I would say. I take
There's an
it.
Ireland here.
So this whole land is called Massachusetts?
For the most part, yes. Though, I'll be honest, not much of this land remains. Only my school and the grounds it sits upon. If you venture too far past the woods, you will encounter a wall of nothing, a mist that is impenetrable. I fear that perhaps my realm has been destroyed. But the school is strong and its magic holds. And so our students are safe for the time being.
Mm-hmm.
You the last one here?
No,
Oh.
there are many other teachers. I am the headmistress of the school, first headmistress, if you will. My boys, they're here, as well as other teachers. And we have about 200 students that live on the grounds. You see, we're a bit of a boarding school.
Do they all know magicy things?
They're trained here for that. That's the whole point of my school.
Guys, we have an army. Let's go.
Against what, Nim?
I don't
We gotta figure out the puzzle first, calm your tits.
know. I'm dead. I'm pretty sure
We
they're
are not-
pretty calm.
I know you just came back to the world of the living, but we don't need to fight anything right now.
Mud's on my side.
You
She knows.
You see the old lady start to stretch, and she kind of wiggles her wand a little bit, and it grows into a walking stick. And she kind of leans on it as she groans. She goes, "Well, now I can see why the cosmos are in disarray and everything has been fucked to shite. Follow me, dearies. Follow me. Come on." And she opens up the back door and starts trudging into the snow and following that magical trail that you can see clearly, Grim.
Should I hold it? Does she need help? She's
Did she
fairly
ask?
old. Mud, carry her.
Mud makes her way out the door and sort of offers to carry the old woman. And Isolde looks at her and she goes, Put me on your shoulder, and it'll be the last thing your ghostly arms ever do. And you just watch Mud kind of back away from that. I'm old, I'm not decrepit. I'm also being ahead of all of you, so let's get to move on, young bloods. I swear the world's going to end, and it's going to be my fault somehow.
Like,
Well, apparently it's already
go
out.
up there towards Mud and be like, "It's okay, I'm sorry. That's my fault." And then she's gonna jog up next to the old lady and just kind of like wait and slow down a lot to like.
Well, she's not moving as slow as you think.
Well, I mean,
She's-
Nim's pace is like.
Yeah, she's not as fast as all of you would be, but she's definitely moving faster than an old woman should be. As you all follow, does anybody have any questions, anything you want to do or say, or are you just following this old woman in silence?
Awkward silence. No, I'm just
In
kidding.
the woods.
Do you want to see what's in? If you look into the woods, anybody who wants to look into the woods, roll investigation for me. I'll let you know what you see.
Do it.
Okay. Oh,
Never mind.
What'd you get, Yasin? What's Yasin looking at?
Like 5.
A 5. Okay, cool. 5.
At the
wait.
ground.
At the ground, there's grass.
The sky is dark.
Wow. Hold on. Investigation. 23.
23. Kieran Kelladry, I saw you roll.
I got a 9.
9. Okay, cool. Kieran?
17.
17.
I got 13
13.
for Mud.
13 for Mud, yeah. Mud, Kelladry, and Yasin. The three of you do notice that as you follow this old lady up the wooden path, the woods are starting to change. You notice that back in front of the shack, if you will, where you all started your journey, everything was dead. There was nothing but ashen trees. But now you start to see little bits of moss, lichen growing across some of the tree trunks, mushrooms that start to kind of appear as you move further ahead and start to make their way. You're starting to see life kind of come back into the forest in very subtle ways, as you might see in a winter forest. Grim and Kieran, you all notice that there is more life to the woods besides the natural world. You start to see little creatures inside of the tree trunks, little winged fairies, and small hedgehoggish looking people that kind of duck back into the brush. And as you make eye contact with them, the old woman in assault, she notices, and she starts to giggle. Kieran and Grim, I can see you all have discovered our little friends that live on the grounds with us. Those hedgehoggish creatures that you're seeing there, they're known as pugwudgies, if you will. Some of them can get quite big, almost half the size of a human. Those are just juveniles that you're seeing out there amongst the woods. I wouldn't say they're harmless. They are a warrior species, but we're on pretty good terms with the pugwudgies. Even named one of our houses after them, Pugwudgie, if you will. One of the 3 that govern our school, Pugwudgie, Wampus, the Horned Serpent, and Thunderbird. Our 4 schools. Come along, keep up. As you all continue moving, you get to this clearing where the trees start to part, and you see in front of you a drawbridge, grand and imposing, large stone columns reaching up into the sky, chains holding onto wooden planks that are now lowered so that you can walk across them. This drawbridge seems long and huge, and in the distance, moving its way up a slow spiral mountain, is a castle. But not a castle in the sense of ancient. That was very dramatic. Not this. The castle. It doesn't look like an ancient medieval structure that you would have recognized in your realms, but looks more like a grand house, a mansion, but larger than any mansion you could have ever seen. Row upon row of buildings and tall, I lose the word for it, but tall, skinny things.
Turrets?
Turrets, thank you. Turrets that sort of reach up into the sky at varying parts. And you can see that all of these buildings almost have like a school feel to them, a school of magic. A lot of you have encountered different schools before where you've come from, colleges that teach the arts of bards or mages, or schools of different styles of fighting and book knowledge. And you get that sense from this structure, laden out in a series of semicircles from the drawbridge and extending out into the mountain landscape. Wasn't always this big, mind you. There was a time when just my little shack was Ilvermorny. That is where I taught my first students, my two boys, who now lead our Thunderbird and Wampus houses. But as the surrounding villages learned about what we're doing, well, more came and we had to build. The Pukwudgies actually helped us build most of what you see here. Quite industrious little creatures. As you walk across the drawbridge, in an instant you feel your bodies being sucked forward as if pulled from your belly buttons, kind of this like feeling as if a rope was just grabbed and tugged. And in an instant you go from being on the drawbridge into the castle grounds themselves, into the heart of Ilvermorny. I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw.
Say everybody.
Yep, everybody.
15 for Med. And a 16 plus 10, 26 for him.
Okay.
Okay.
22.
22.
18.
18. Yasin.
What were we rolling?
Con saving throw. Constitution saving throw.
Oh God. Oh well, it's a little bit better. 11.
11.
I was better.
Yeah. Oh, if I couldn't add anything, it would have been 2.
Well,
Wow.
then that is good. You got a lot of good adders.
I got 18.
Okay, and Kieran?
24.
24. So all of you that are above 20, you save. You're good.
Damn it.
Everybody below 20, you all puke.
Nice.
Oh,
Just it's instantaneous. Like you as this kind of, because you've all been transported, so you've all been what do they call it in Harry Potter when they transport disapparate. You've been apparate and disapparate.
Disapparated.
So it was a spell that you walked through where you just felt your body just instantly being transported from one part of the castle to the other. And you watch as Assault, she turns and stares at all of you with eagerness on her face. And about half of you just immediately, and I mean, it's bad. Like, you are retching hard. It is painful. You are.
Even the ghost?
Even the ghosts, like it's just you're just spewing ectoplasm. It's just and it's just
Mud did.
yeah. So we're watching Mud, Keladri, Estrella, Yasin. You're all just launching like projectile spew everywhere, and is just laughing.
This just for my amusement. What did Gilk roll?
Gilk's attached.
Oh,
Looks attached to so.
Oh, okay. So
but I can see if my arm is puking.
I was
Please do.
imagining
It's for
bolts
science.
nuts coming out of a robot mouth.
Oh, he got a 14, so my arm is puking.
Oh man, there's just like little bits of like
Bolts-
metal
Bolts
and
are
like
just falling out in motor wheel.
yeah, just like little extra stuff. It's like he sprung a leak. Wow, man.
Wow.
You just hear Assault chuckle. Yeah, not many can handle that their first time being disapparated like that. Forgive me, an old woman, her charms. And she just kind of waves her wand around, and all the puke instantly gets cleaned up in a magical array of pixie dust and everything.
That's useful.
You have no idea. With a school of 200 children, you imagine there's a lot of puke that happens every now and then. Puke fest, really. It's you just dream about it. It's God, it's terrible. Anyway, follow me. There's a couple of people I'd like to introduce you to who might be able to better suit your needs than myself. You all walk through the castle with her through these grounds. And the closer you get now that you're in the heart of it, you can see all the individual buildings that were constructed. You can even get a sense of when they were constructed, the older versus the newer ones. And you can see the shift in style as they kind of progress. But there's one particular building that she's taking you to a little bit out of the way, almost off to the side of the castle grounds, if you were. This building has a few warning signs and a couple of do not disturbs and a schmeckling of get off my lawns and various magical signs that appear. And she goes, I swear these two, well, it's really just the one of them. It's Sigmar, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to introduce you to a married couple. They are teachers here at Ilvermorny. Well suited in the ancient arts, the magic that stems from the old gods, if you will. Sigmar and Anastasia von Everston, they came to us not long ago. Sigmar will be our defense against the dark arts teacher, and Anastasia, well, she is our potions master, but also delves into alchemy, something that is sort of unique to our school here. The one over at Hogwarts, they don't offer alchemy courses. Thought that was a nice little jab to them over there. You don't know what I'm talking about, do you? Well, follow me. And she leads you up to this as you all kind of shake your heads. She's so proud of herself for jabbing at Hogwarts, and you all have no clue what she's talking about. She's like, damn, okay, whatever.
What's up?
But she gives a couple... she gives a couple of raps on the door, and as it opens up, you see this man standing in the doorway. He is wearing a long black duster coat, looking very much like your stereotypical cowboys, if you will. He's got boots that look like they have some sort of a metal spur on the back of them. a vest with a red shirt underneath, very nicely buttoned up. And on his hip, holstered, is a wand that looks like it's made of twisted pieces of metal that form together to make this elaborate lattice structured wand that has a red iron core at the center of it. It looks like a pistol, kind of like a six shooter, and a wand had a baby. Very similar to that. And it would be held as you notice the curve as it goes back towards the handle part. And he looks at Assault and the group behind you and or behind her, which is all of you, and he goes, "Ah, damn it! Didn't you read the signs, headmistress? We didn't want to be disturbed this evening, not after teaching all those children." And then around him, pushing him out of the way, is Sigmar's wife, Anastasia. She is his exact opposite, brightly colored in purples and pinks, looking very much as if she had shopped at a mushroom boutique. A lot of her dress and little accoutrements and things have this mushroom aesthetic to them, along with just a touch of steampunk cogged wizardry throughout various pieces of her clothing. Instead of buttons and things like that, she has little cogs in those. And she kind of removes this big mushroom hat that she's wearing and hangs it onto the side of the door. She goes, "Honestly, Sigmar, please, let in our guest. Stop being such an ass. Headmistress, I do imagine that you have a good reason for coming to us at this time of night." "Aye, dearie, I do. I'm leaving this bunch of imbeciles in your care. Good luck." And she just, and with a wave of her wand and the snap of her fingers, you watch her kind of fold into herself as she spins and disapparates, as many of the witches and wizards do in this realm. And you just hear Sigmar from the other side of the door. "Son of a bitch." "Well, hello. My name is Anastasia. This is my husband, Sigmar. Who might all of you be?"
Quite
Wait,
a long story.
you. What was that? My gray skinned friend.
I said it's quite a long story, but we are travelers of realms, to put it short.
I think so.
Sigmar kind of squeezes past his wife and kind of makes his way outside to stand with all of you. "Travelers of realms, are you? You wouldn't happen to be the heralds of Thanos now, would you?"
It depends on how we feel about the Heralds of Thanos.
Yeah.
And how would we know about those people? How do you?
There's a smart one. Well, that puts you above half my students there. Grim is your name, if I'm not mistaken, yes?
Yes.
Interesting. He pulls out this small little journal that he has in his pocket. Small, black, worn leather. And he opens it to a couple of pages, and you can see sketches of all of you at different points in your lives, the different adventures that you've gone on. And he just flips through them one at a time, and you can see notes scrawled on the side here and there. And of course, you see all of your names present. And he looks at all of you and he goes, "Kieran, Strella, Caladri, Nim, Mud, Grim, Yasin,
You're
and
giving
that
me
little golem on your arm, I believe that one is Gilk." They never made it clear how to pronounce that one. Don't think I left anyone out, did I? Interesting.
No, just my feelings. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I have maybe a peculiar question.
All right.
He's good at those.
What year is it?
Well, we're reaching the turn of the century here in our realm. About 1700 now. Got a little hard to tell time after, well, all the time and space got sucked up around us, mind you. We barely held the school together.
How many years ago would you say that happened?
Well, give or take, about 15. Why you ask?
Because for us, it may have been 15 hours.
Time does work different. I'll tell you what, this book here ain't from our realm. In fact, we don't know where it's from. But it just started sketching 15 years ago, all by itself. In fact, and he flips to the last page that is blank, and you watch, like an Etch-a-Sketch, an image start to appear and draw itself. And when it's finished, it is an image of all of you standing in front of Sigmar and Anastasia's house, all talking together. Yep, kind of figured to do that. Major life event. So the past 15 years, we have watched this story unfold about this particular group. Now, what's most interesting is that we have seen you all come together. We watched you die. We watched your fight with Tiamat. And we knew you were coming here. I feel like I know you all almost as well as I know my own family, and that's weird because this is definitely the first time I've seen your faces. Y'all have any idea why that might be? What makes y'all so important?
Fuck if I know. Apparently, we've been getting shit on, so we ain't that important. And second of all, your accent is giving me PTSD.
So
Just
they
kidding.
don't.
Go ahead.
Oh. They don't know where the book came from, but where did the book show up when it first appeared?
In my bookshelf, in my classroom.
Well, there we go.
I got a lot of interesting tomes about a lot of dark and weird stuff there, but I've never seen a book appear out of nowhere and start sketching that, so. My dear, you're being so rude. Stop it. He's not telling you the point of why we all know you're here. You seek the fount of Io, don't you? The place that holds his memories, that which all of our magic seems based on here in this particular school.
I like these people.
Yes. What Isolde was talking about.
I like these people. They know what they're talking about. Like, I like you guys. Like, especially you know, creepy man over there. He's a bit aggressive, but I like you.
I like him too. He's mine, by the way. Back off.
I wasn't trapped. Look, I just got out of a thing with this like
Toxic relationship?
very toxic relationship with a guy who kind of used me for a very long time. But I'm not looking to.
We know all about it, dear. There are whole gaggles of students here who are totally vested in your relationship. Most of them are voting for Pain. They really thought you two would make a cute couple.
Are we a television show? Is this the Truman Show and we just didn't know it?
Feels
Well,
like
it's kind of creepy when we watched Pain sort of possess Anthrax, and
We're not going to talk about that. No, we're not. We're not talking about that. We're just.
yeah,
We're not going to talk about.
that was 50 Shades of Weird. Absolutely.
Anyway, I didn't watch your man. Can someone else talk, please?
I'll lay it down for you all.
You're looking for Io, or the remains, or the magic, the source,
The
whatever
tears
you
of Io.
show us.
So that we can reset the universe.
Hopefully.
Fair enough. Well,
Let's
apparently
get it.
our sorry asses are slated to help you. So here's how it's going to go down. As far as we understand, the fount of Io, if you will, the tears, were collected in a pool deep below Ilvermorny Castle. Now, none of us have ever been able to get there. Our magics are not strong enough, or what I suspect aren't the right kind. Perhaps your magic will be able to open the gateway. But we don't know what's on the other side, other than one very faint legend that a particular student of mine found.
What was their name?
Oh, the name of this particular student?
Mm-hmm.
Brom.
Brom?
Brom Billingsley was his name. Why, do you know him by chance? Yeah, I didn't think so.
Just checking.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, Brom founds this ancient manuscript, brings it to my attention. Here's the one thing that you need to all be very concerned about. When you pass through this gateway, you will all be alone.
Mm.
Doesn't matter what you've done up to this point. The final steps in your journey are going to be on your own.
Sweet.
Whatever you face in there will be conjured from your own deepest, darkest fears. So I suggest you take time now to get right with whatever you believe in and whatever you know to be true about yourself. You can ask our students any questions you think of. You can stock up if you need to. You can rest. Our school is your home. When you're ready, come find me, you find my wife. And we'll take you to the gate. And the rest is up to you. Any questions? Good, wasn't going to answer them anyway. And as you all hear his words and the reality of what is coming settles upon you, you all realize that this is the last mission. Anything beyond this point will change the worlds entirely. So whatever you have left that's unfinished, whatever stories you wish to tell, whatever people you wish to try and find, or soul searching you want to do, this will be your last opportunity to do it. Because once you cross that gateway, there'll be no turning back.